Link, Search and Destroy in that order for every single game. I like that best out of 3 format for that. I think ending on the Search and Destroy is very important. The hardpoint to really open things up fast and furious as we do like it. Uplink Infection is going to be a good map as well. But I want to throw it down predictions from you, Trout. It's a hard one to predict, I think.
It's one of those games. If Tempo really come to the game today, they could really take something here. Although I did see them starting to struggle against one of the teams in their group in their first game of today. So it might have just been hardpoint. I didn't see the rest of the series play out. However, that could be something that's weighing on their minds right now, and they might not have one of the best of starts. But having said that, they'll know what's on the line here. It might have just been the first game, you know, warming up, obviously not really coming full firing.
I mean, it's a different scenario for them, isn't it? I mean, coming into this, they're used to sitting in their bedrooms playing against teams online, but going up against this TCM squad, they are well-seasoned veterans. They come into this, well, a couple of them are anyway, you know. I think a Bran on there hasn't played that long in terms of events, etc., but Shane, really, really well-seasoned veteran. Going up against these guys who have never, ever played a LAN. So they've always been at home, but they've been doing very well from there. Can they carry that form on? Who knows? They did win their first game 2-0, as we can see in the Group G stats on your screen there. So they have got a win under their belt. TCM yet to play yet. So do you think that is going to be a factor in this?
It could be. I mean, TCM, we know how good they are. They are probably one of the best teams here in attendance this weekend. So it could be those first game, I would say, jitters, rustiness maybe could play into a factor. But for me, I know the experience of these guys. You know, Shane and Niall, Bran, Sunny B, obviously great players themselves. They know what they need to do here. They know how to warm up and get themselves ready for a game, and an important game. I know they're up for it. Talking to some of them before the actual game today, they seem really up for it. They're here to prove some people wrong this weekend. Obviously, the CWL's not going so much their favor, but it is online. And this is a LAN event, so it's going to be a very big, different story. And I think that's what they're here to prove today.
I mean, at the same time, Team Tempo have got something to prove because they've looked so strong online. If anything, you know, we've seen them go up in the Challenger events online, not winning any of them, but, you know, going up against Splice and beating Splice was a huge thing. Because, I mean, Splice are a very good LAN team, but they're also a good online team. You know, so, I mean, coming in this, they've beat Splice online. That's going to still be a confidence, even though everyone talks about online, yes, okay. But LAN, there's nothing, everyone's on a level playing field. There's no excuses here. Let's see what they can do from this. It's going to be hard for them, I feel. I don't know if I even got a prediction out of you, actually. I asked and we didn't get numbers, so come on.
I'm going to go 2-0 to TCM. I think the hard point's going to be a close one. Okay. I think the uplink is going to be quite one-sided to TCM, though. How about you?
I'm going to go with 2-1. Actually, I feel as if Tempo are going to take probably the uplink, and then the S&D is going to go to TCM, I feel. I just think, you know, TCM's experience will pull through there. I think they might be a bit shaky to start with. They should be able to win one of the first 2 maps, and if they can do that, I think they'll win the series. But here we go. We are going into Ban and Protect, and let's see what's going to go down here, Chris.
Right, so Ban and Protect, you obviously want to be playing this into your favor. A lot of teams are almost looking at to ban out the other team when really you want to be playing the game towards your favor. Play with what you're comfortable with. So far, we're going to see the CUDA being protected by Momentous. Now, the CUDA is such a standard SMG so far in the game. It is something that you really want to be taking control of, and Momentous does not want to lose that. Being Fringe, not particularly one of those maps that lends very well to SMG players, so you want to have something that you're very comfortable with. So that's a fair enough protect from him. Very standard meta ban from Shane, and coming out from Ryan Gray. High caliber and rapid fire being taken out. HCXD's being taken away.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of players use to break hills, etc., and that's going to be taken away. At the same time, it's all pretty standard across the board here. Active camo going down, something we don't necessarily see as much as some other things, but still nothing too serious from either one of these teams so far. VMP ban as well. And, you know, it's the classic ban and protect that we have seen so far in the Call of Duty World League, brought to you by PlayStation. So here we go. VMP is going to be banned. Is there going to be anything else coming out of Sunny B? I'm going to say no. He didn't actually get anything done in there in the end. So moving in the specialist draft, we're probably going to see the standard picks that we have seen every weekend. If you guys have been catching it, every weekend we're seeing, every week we're seeing great action from the top 8 teams in Europe. in the Pro League, and that what can these teams do, such as Tempo, to try and get into this. Let's have a look. Kinetic Armor, Heatwave, Tempest, Heatwave on the other side for Shane as well. Heatwave, something that wasn't necessarily used very much at the beginning of the game, but it has come to fruition a lot more recently. Scythe coming out from either side, from Ryan Gray and Bran. Kinetic Armor for Sunny B. I wouldn't be surprised to see it on the other side. It already is.
Mirror match.
And it is literally mirror matched by both teams. As we expected, you know, both teams try and keep it. I think, you know, you do obviously see a mirror match. Is that more down to the strength of the specialist, or you just want to counteract the other team?
I mean, it could be a bit of both. I'm going to have to say it's more it's more the power of the specialist. No one's really going to say that there are ones that are head and shoulders above the rest in certain areas. I mean, for every single player, these are the kind of things you're going to be looking at. Sunny B, who's going to be trying to break those hills. You want someone who's going to sponge up bullets and like almost help you trade away those kills and give you a fighting chance at breaking hills. You've got the money hills in this one, especially like you've got the junkyard area. You've also got Granny's house, and you want to be breaking those hills as best you can. Using something like kinetic armor really does that for you. And if you lose out on those rotations, you can really put yourself in a bad position. So using that is fantastic. Heat wave is another one. Use it. It completely covers the area. You can put people in a real difficult situation to try and defend the hill. And then you've got the Tempest and the Scythe. When you do get on that Granny's hill, or you do go onto the train's fourth hard point, you can keep people at bay from a large distance. And that's kind of the setup that both these teams want to go with. They want to be able to use both a bit of slaying power and a bit of utility. And I was so used to seeing so much in terms of slaying specialists that at the beginning of the game, it seems like people are starting to find, that people are starting to try to find their strategies when it comes to playing around the specialists. They have more time to do it. This is only one of the few actual UK lands we've actually had for this game as well.
I think it's the first big test for everybody here. You know, there hasn't necessarily been so many times where a lot of the big teams are going up against each other. Obviously, Tempo, this is their biggest test as a team to date right now up against TCM. And it is going to be French hardpoint for the first map. 250 points is the score limit. Time limit 5 minutes. Of course, that time limit only goes down when the hill is not being captured. Respawn delay is disabled. And we're going to get into this one in just a second. Prediction from you was 2-0. I'm going for 2-1 to win this first map. I'm going to say it is going to be TCM. I think you agreed, obviously, with going 2-0, as Tempo will, in your prediction, not win a map. But I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Everyone's wanting to see what sort of team Tempo do turn up. They're going to have to turn up big against a big gun from TCM. We're going to move into this game in just a second. It is going to be Fringe Hardpoint. This is the first game of the weekend on the stream. I'm so excited for this one, Trout. We're going to run through this one straight away. We're on board with Bran straight from the off.
Absolutely. Bran's going to be using that M8 to get things started. Now, this map is all about that AR control. You want to be holding your points of the spawn as best as you possibly can. He's going to start off with a double Semtex over the top to see if he can stop anyone pushing for that hard point.
Good start by TCM. There, a couple of kills going to come in for them. And answer back once again by Tempo, though. So let's see what these teams can do on this first hard point. Primarily on this one, just try and get as many points as you can, because it's not one where you can really hold down a lot of it. And this is good movement by Momentous to try and get around the back. But Sunny B and Shane picking up kills with the SMGs. That's really going to shut down any push from Tempo. With Tempo, the only ones with points on the board. Momentous picks up a kill and another with that M8.
Yeah, Bran in top of that area there. He does manage to get that one kill. And he looks to find someone on the flank. He does get taken down, as you said, Tom. This one is just about damage limitation. The spawns are so sporadic at this point. They are very much in the lead to start off with, but it's about that rotation. They have pushed through. Ryan Gray has managed to get hold of this back spawn to get to the second hard point in the junk area. And as you said, it's just about holding the spawns and looking for the next hard points, getting in control, as Shane and his crew are in control of the junkyard.
Shane typically rocking SMG, but does have the M8 in hand now. What can he do to hold it down here? It's going to be very, very hard for Momentous and his team Tempo to break through, but they're just looking for the pinch here. Nerd does get taken down. Shane is going to be picking up the second as well. Yes, he is. All the kills are being filled up by TCM. Momentous does come in there, breaks one. Shane, not going to happen though. Niall takes him down. Momentous just needs to slow it down a little bit. Wait for your team to come in there. Don't try and do it all on your own. On board with Scraps now. What can he do to try and push forward? Ryan Gray picks him a nice double though with the M8. Is Scraps going to be able to pick anything up here? He is going to get the kill on Shane. Sunny B is the last one in there and does take down two. Nerd does get him down though. And Tempo are going to get some points on the board. But good work by Sunny B to try and hold them off there. Niall does pick up a kill here as well, and a second as well. Wow, it's phenomenal play. Every single time we're seeing a couple of kills coming in from each member of each team. Scrapsy G comes in now with the two of his own as well. And we get a pretty evenly poised game here at just about a minute gone.
Now this game obviously all about making those rotations on Fringe. Such a big map, you do not want to be spawning out. You can lose a hell of a lot of time if you're not in the right positions. And it looks like Tempo are doing such a great job of holding the spawns so far in these first 2 hardpoints. Let's see how it transitions into this money hill on Grannies. Ryan Gray stuck behind this white truck. A grenade does come in, and he just about skims it and survives. Gets a fantastic pick onto Nile there, jumping over the cardboard. Shane takes him down. Shane rocking that M8 right now inside the hard point. He's going to be racking up scores. 175 points, 50 left. He does get those kill streaks in hand. Lightning Strike and Hellstorm to his name, looking for the Cerberus. Here comes one more attempt from Tempo to try and get into this hard point. I think they might be pushing through the train to try and get hold of this spawn.
They really don't want Shane to get another kill on the board. He's looking pretty good for his score streak. He does get that Cerberus as well, so that's massive for TCM. They are in the lead as well and picking up a good one. Scraps comes in there with 2 kills though. That's going to shut them down. They may be able to push in there, but the spawn for TCM is nice. Currently on board there with Ryan Gray, trying to shut some things down, but TCM are very much holding down that spawn like they need to, and they picked up a lot of points here. They're going to be able to push through the train, but the spawns are in the favor of Tempo. Ryan Gray does manage to make one, does make the second. Shane really on fire for his team here, 13-9. The slaying department is not something he's been well known for throughout the years, but he's having a very good game here. TCM with a pretty decent lead, but you have to remember Shane has those score streaks available.
That was really, really smart from Ryan Gray. He just pushed up to that truck and he didn't push forward. He didn't want the spawns to flip as Shane picks the 3-piece with that lightning strike. It was really smart. He kept TCM locked down on that base. They realized they couldn't get any more out of that hill. It would have been completely pointless to keep challenging it. They set up for the next one, but unfortunately those kill streaks have come in very strong for them, and TCM once again in control of this hill. Here comes Ryan Gray with the M8 having a great start here. 10-10, 2 kill streak in his hand. He comes out with the RK5 looking for the challenge. No, he can't get him. Shane destroys him in that hard point right there. Moving forward, Ryan Gray trying to get revenge on him as he comes forward, taken down again. Brad is kicking off here.
TCM really starting to heat up now and making it look easy. Scraps does pick up a 2-piece in the middle of the map here, and this is what Tempo are going to have to deal with. A very, very good team online, but they're going to need to step up their game here and show us what they can do. A lot of pressure on their shoulders from their fans, I feel, this weekend. Let's see how they can do. They're not out of this game yet, though. It is only a 50-point, 60-point game, but Shane is on absolute fire in the minute. Cerberus is available. That's going to get called in, and that's going to be a few points on the board for TCM. They're going to extend that lead that they have, and it's already pretty substantial. Shane is on absolute fire. He does eventually go down. Nerd coming in there with a kill, but all the kills I'm seeing are mostly going towards TCM. On board with Nerd. Does have that heat wave there, but he is not going to be able to use it at this moment. Brian, every time we go on board with him, he picks up a couple of kills there. He is going to go down. Nerd picks up a 2 in the middle. That's going to be really important. Picks up the 3 as well. Sunny B does answer back with the kill on the Scraps, but the points are going towards TCM at the moment still, and they're looking good for this first map. 126-59 is the score.
Ryan Gray just holding down this granny side. Behind the truck, he is taken down one more time. Sunny B picking up a second kill. No, Scraps ends that one as he's also taken down. The Cerberus has been called out from Shane. They want to see this one off right here, Ton. As they're moving towards the junkyard. Ryan Gray and his crew are in control of it. The scythe is ready for him if he chooses to use it. Nice jump shot there to get that kill and control this. Here comes the Hellstorm. Shane is going mental out there on the main stage right now. He is hyped up for this one. Here comes Sunny B, his partner in crime, moving forward for this hard point.
They've swept the spawns as well, so that's really, really good for TCM. They're in a commanding lead. They've got all the positions that they need to. The score streaks really benefited them within a couple of the hard points. Shane's made them put them to such good use every single time, but with tremendous break here, yes, it can. There's going to be a few points on the board for Team Tempo. Just going to try and hold this down. There's still 30 left on this point. If they can get a few points here and try and punch through, get a hold of Grannies, get some points on the board, there they are straight back into this game. Oh, but look at all the kill feed is TCM. Scraps does make one back. It's going to be a second. No, he is not. Sunny B comes in there with a 2.
TCM need to be really careful here. They have got control of the spawns, but here comes Tempo trying to get hold of them if they can. The Slayer's got to be good here. Nerd, it does his job to get those 2 kills and control it. They were a little bit sloppy on that transition there, and they've got hold of Money Hill. This is where they can start to bring this game in. They obviously lost it here after being up by 20 points in the first rotation of this map. They are in control of it on the second, and here come TCM trying to get themselves back in control.
Nerd having a very, very good game so far. 16-22, not great, but he did make a good couple of plays there. He doesn't want to be in that position with that gun. The Cuda is not the best at that range going up against M8, etc. Lots of kills going to come down there, but it is still Team Tempo inside the hill. They're holding this one down. The big kill by Scraps does make 2. So Tempo trying to get back into this game now. It's only around a 60-point game with 35 seconds on this one. That is Bran going down. Nerd with a very important kill around the back there. Nerd does go down though to Niall. Sunny B coming in there with a kill as well, but Scraps is still inside this hard point. He's going to be able to hold this one down. Lots of fire coming down on him, and all the kills are going to come in, but it is going to be in Team Tempo's favor. They have really caught up here. If they can get those final 20 points, if you look at the spawns, or TCM are trying to push around and are making the kills. Ryan Gray is in a good position to set up for the next hill, and it is going to go the final few points to TCM, which is important for them because they lost a lot on that one. Tempo sort of coming back into this game now, and they've held this down well. They should be able to start getting some points on this point.
TCM, they made the fatal mistake of going back for the scrap time on that hill when they should have set up on the last one, and Ryan Gray did the smart position of pushing down that train. He wanted to lock them out and push them onto the junkyard spawn. They did just that, but TCM, the slaying power, too strong right here, and they have got control of that train hard point. It's up to Tempo to try and do something. Scraps picks up 2 with the Tempest to break the deadlock, and they have got control of it. 38 seconds. This is one of those hard points you just expect to rattle down the time and watch the countdown of the clock go down, but it's not going to happen on Tempo's watch as they're moving forward, trying to get back in the hard point. Sunny B with a massive kill there, breaks in for the contestant, but no, Ryan Gray takes him down. Left on that hard point, goes for another one onto the orange truck, takes him down as well. We've got a very, very interesting game going on here.
This comeback. Scraps EG just keeps picking up 2 pieces with the pistol. All men do go down. Sorry, Mantis goes down to Nerd's gunfire. But this is now a very, very close game as we move on to the next hard point now with an important kill up here onto Ryan Gray. Can they get the spawn that they need to? They're trying to hold things down. Scraps with another big kill. He's been the man for me. 33 and 26. We're going to have to go on board with him, Trout.
Bran is looking for that kill in the middle of the hard point. Here comes Scraps on the flank. He does get one. He gets a second kill onto Niall on that truck. Fantastic job by him, and he should look to push the spawns if he can do, as there are some people in this farmhouse right now. He does spot one, gets the kill again. 7 kill streak, 8 kill streak for Scraps right here. He has turned up for Tempo, looking to put them on the map here. Ryan Gray and Nerd doing the work in the hill right now. Does get taken down by Bran, and this is heating up right now. Tempo are level, taking the lead, Ton.
Very, very well played. I probably would have held that Hellstorm for a little bit longer. They are in control anyway. They're going to try and push in there once again. Bran goes down. Scraps EG is lighting TCM up here. 41 to 27 out of him. And none of TCM able to answer back with those sort of numbers. Look at Tempo. Look at that lead. 190 to 177. They're moving to the next hill.
Like you said, is that going to be a massive mistake by them, using those kill streaks so early on a hill that really doesn't matter? Here comes Nerd with the second kill. And the 3rd kill. Going to get the 4th. No, Sunny B takes him down. Here comes Tempo, lighting up the main stage here so early on in this EGL tournament.
Everyone's been asking, can they translate that online form into the line in the moment? Scraps EG is saying yes with the 3. It's unbelievable.
He's still going.
Nobody on TCM can stop it. He's 45 and 28. Still on board with them. The lead is getting even bigger. They can't win it on this hill, but it's looking very good for them if they can hold this down and maybe just pick up a few on the next 2 hills. It's going to be looking fantastic for Team Tempo, who are in the lead after being down by so far, and it's all being catalyzed by Scraps EG.
If they hold this out, they've just given that one up. Now's the time to make the rotation. If they held that out, they would have pretty much been there for the victory, and TCM would have had to make sure they got every single point. But they have made the spawns, and they have made the rotation.
Take your time. Take your time. If you're Team Tempo, you take your time on this one. Do not try to rush it too much. TCM are the ones making the kills, but here comes Team Tempo around the back. Ryan Gray is going to make the kill on the Bran. Sunny B in an important position here. That's going to be a big gunfight coming up, but on board with Shane inside the hard point. It is a 30-point game, and look at how slow and methodical it is by Tempo. Nerd is going to take down Sunny B. Did get Scraps EG. Bran does get the kill on the Momentous. Nerd gets a second one around the back as well. Shane is all alone, and he does have a couple of members of Team Tempo coming in there. Nerd is going to make the kill. Is he going to be able to get in the hard point? Yes, he is. Can they hold down the spawns? Bran and Sunny B to answer back. It's a close game, only 15 points or so. Ryan Gray, that's going to have to be massive. Sunny B has come up huge though, and TCM have held out a lot of points so far. I think it's around 40 in a row, and Sunny B is inside the point now, just holding this one down. It's a very close game.
They've got to make one last push if they want to get anything out of this hill, and I would maybe even consider going for the next hard point, considering it's less than 20 seconds left. TCM actually spawned out there. Bran and Niall have spawned onto the next hard point, so they're going to look to push for that one. This is pretty much going to be sealed out by TCM here. If they can get hold of this, they're not letting any points go away from it. We're going to be at a 7-point difference until victory for TCM, Ton.
Moving into the next hard point, TCM are going to be getting all the kills as well, and it doesn't look like Team Tempo are in any position to do something about it. TCM come in at the very end. Tempo lose full at the end. They look so good all the way through. Scrapsy G, you're going to feel sorry for them. 47 to 34. And there is TCM going hype. That was so well played. I think it boils down to Tempo losing that spawn. I think they got a little bit too excited. I think they did. I think they just needed to calm things down. Right, okay, we're picking up the kills. We're doing very well here, guys. Let's try and move it around. Let's try and look at the spawns. I think they just got a little bit heated. Scraps was nearly drops 50, to be fair to him. But, wow. What a start we had here at EGL Open. It's the Challenger League brought to you by PlayStation 4. I am out of words after that game. Phenomenal start.
That was an incredible first game. I said it was going to be close. I said it was going to be close. It was at one point, the game looked like, oh yeah, it's going to be TCM. It's one of those things, you know, pro team takes on to a semi-pro team, and it looks like it's going to be a one-sided affair. And Tempo just turned up. They did everything right. They got the rotations. They made slay after slay in the areas they needed to. Obviously,
I mean, the fact that they were down, how many was it? Probably about
I think it was like 60 or 70
60
points.
or 70 at one point, and then they brought it back to what it was and had a substantial lead. And TCM just flicked a switch. They just flicked a switch, moved around, got the spawns that they needed to. It was real good work. Just held everything down, settled the game down. And it's Team Tempo on my preview screen at the moment anyway, but we do have TCM winning at this moment in time. They did win the first map. Infection Uplink is going to be in the next map. Hunted Search and Destroy if we do need it. And I'm seeing on my screen a relaxed Team Tempo. They're laughing. You know, there was a little bit of chat after the game, as we did see, and they're on your screens now, guys. You know what? They're going to be disappointed, but you know, they played very well there. They did play very well. It was just one mistake on the spawns where they pushed it a little bit too hard, needed to sort of stay alive when they were in the position to capitalize on where they were, and they didn't. They didn't at that time. So let's see what they can do in the something, though, because, I mean, from that point there, it looked as if they're here to show up. Yeah,
I'd agree with you. I'd say that maybe they got a little bit excited. Yeah. I mean, it's fair enough. You're going against one of the best teams in Europe, arguably. You're on the main stage, and it's your time to prove exactly where you came from. I think they proved a lot just in that one cell. The whole weekend.
I paced myself. Did you see that first match?
They're certainly not pacing themselves.
No, not at all. And once again, here we come. Overclock is going to be the last one. Pretty standard bans from both teams here. Moving into, again, Chris, if you want to run through this one, Scraps G coming in with the active camo. Makes sense.
Yep. So Nerd is going to be picking up the Heat Wave. Obviously, active camera was banned in that first hard point, and it has been allowed through this time. So these guys are going to be picking that one up maybe instead of, I can't even remember what the last utility was for that last hard point. I think it was kinetic armor. And
yeah, it was kinetic and the
kinetic and
Annihilator coming out of Ryan Gray as well. That's an interesting.
Heat Wave, was it?
Yeah, they were using, last game they were using Heat Wave, Kinetic Armor, Tempest, and Scythe. Now it's active camo, Heat Wave, Kinetic Armor, and Annihilator. So it's more to the utility side for Team Tempo, and it's exactly the same. Apart from the active camo coming in instead of the Heat Wave, Sunny B using Kinetic Armor. Once again, but Shane going with the active camo for uplink. And Shane's somebody I really love to watch on this sort of game mode, you know, with the more objective. Yeah, the bamboozling is going to be phenomenal, especially with the active camo. Right, so you've played a LAN before.
I have.
You have. At whatever standard you're at.
Top 64.
Top 64. I've finished top 8 before. I'm just going to have you know. So
how many teams attended?
There was about 12. There was about 12. So moving into this, your Team Tempo, what do you start saying to yourselves? Because, you know, that first map, realistically, yes, they were down, but they should have won. For me, I feel as if they should have won that map. Yeah. They looked good for the win. They had the control. The kills were all flowing in there. I mean, I will talk about that Scraps play for a while. But if you're moving into this next map now, you're going up against TCM. You lose this, you lose the game. What do you say to your team? I mean, we know we have iHink behind them, the team manager, if you like, and self-proposed coach as well. However much he knows, I'm not too sure, because you know, his casting knowledge was left a lot to be desired anyway. I don't know if he can hear me. I'm joking with him. I'm joking with him. But, you know, what if you're in that guy or you're the teammates, what do you say to each other going in this map?
I mean, I was just about to say, if this was a pro team, like if this was another pro team against TCM right now, they'd be a bit gutted. They'd be like, oh, we lost that when we could have won it. But this is a team who I don't think they've actually played at LAN before, if I'm not correct.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, they haven't. And they've just come up against a team in the European Pro League, one of the best teams in Europe right now. And they've just narrowly missed out on a first map win against them. I would be saying, boys,
when they could have won it as well.
That was a great display. That was exactly what we wanted. That's why we come to this LAN, is to show that we are just as good as these teams.
Right, well, okay, we're going to move into this next map now. They need to carry on that momentum that they did have. You know, they looked really good. They probably should have won it, as we said. And at this moment in time, you've got to say, they're going to have to carry it on, because they can't go into it with a negative mindset. If they do, it's lost already. It's already lost. So going into this uplink, they need to come into it strong.
So we'll be loading up into this uplink on Infection.
And we are
it is underway
into the game now. Yeah, sorry, just had to fill with a few things there. We're on board with Scrapsy, who was, if anything, the hero of his team in the last map. Can he continue that sort of run that he did have there? Scrapsy pick up the kill on Shane Nerd, taking out Sunny B as well. And control is going towards Tempo at this moment in time. Looking pretty good for them. Unfortunately, we do have the scoreboard slightly switched there. We will change that if we can. But at this moment in time, it is completely switched. So Tempo is TCM and TCM is Tempo.
Yeah, I apologize. That's my bad.
It's all right.
I spaced out there. It's been a while since I've done this stuff, so you have to forgive me. I haven't done it since like December.
Like December?
Well, usually when I do this stuff at home, I'll leave it on the factions, or like no team under control. So yeah, it's basically red and blue, so there's no team names on it, and then I add the teams in myself.
Must be all right then. A minute in this game anyway, and not really much going down. It is in the control of TCM at the moment. Sunny B just trying to get some control, does throw it away. Momentous gets the kill on the Nile as well. Smoke's coming out, actually.
Interesting.
And Ryan Gray just going to try and hold this one down. That's really nullified his position there. Nerd is there to try and help out, does make the kill on Sunny B, but Shane answers back. Momentous comes in there with a kill on Shane, so that's going to open things up potentially for Tempo, who are going to try and push in here. Brian does pick up a kill, as does Nile, and it just seems as if TCM are making the kills when they need to. Ryan Gray does get the kill onto Nile. If it can switch on board, it is going to be Nerd we're going to go on board with. Now, what's his position here? Doesn't want to overextend towards the left too much here. He's going to pick up a kill onto Brand there, just holding down this left-hand side. Tempo are just playing this slow. They're playing it methodically, as are TCM. And the drone is going to be reset. A slow start by both teams here.
Momentous on control on this hotel. Does spot Bran on that tank and takes his head off. Expertly done by him. Scraps following up the kill. Sunny B, and that's another kill in their favor. They should start to push out. Can he get this one? No, Shane! Shane! No, what has happened there? Momentous made him look foolish for challenging him in that situation.
And Momentous just shot him up there, but he has to be careful not to overextend here. He does make the kills, and Sunny B is going to be there to try and answer back. Just get Ryan Gray, but did go down Nile with an important kill on Momentous, but at the same time, all control has been lost by Tempo. They did have that position they were in there. It was looking good for them, and TCM have just been slightly pushed back here on board with Nerd. Is he going to be able to survive now? Quite Nile and Sunny B coming in with the kills. Scraps just lingering around. He is going to get caught out though with the sprint. Nile takes him down with the pistol on board with Momentous. Now shot's going to go in, but Nile's in a good position to score the one. That looks good, and that's going to be 1-0 to TCM.
So the ball is going to be reset quickly. Momentous 11-4 right now. Let's have that kinetic armor. I think he's aware that someone's trying to do-si-do round him. Ryan Gray does get him. Follows up with his teammate. Good communication from him as Nerd has set himself on this hotel. Does spot Sunny B in the middle. Goes for the second. No, Nile puts him to rest as he follows up on the second one. Not going to happen though. Scraps gets a hold of him. And here comes Brand pushing up onto these tanks, trying to stop them from spawning and stopping any points going in their favor. Shane 2-7, not really the greatest of starts from him, but he has picked up the ball. Going to be the man running the ball for them as they move forward. Here comes the throw over the top of the wall. Just goes a bit over the top, and Nerd follows up with a kill. They're going to start to push this one out as Brand has made himself loose. Nerd picks that one up, and here comes the reset.
Well, you know, it just seems as if TCM are playing it nice, slow, and methodically. They're making the points where they need to. They're making the kills where they need to. They already 1 point that they're good, but at the same time, it's looked more convincing from them. I've never really seen Tempo be in a position where they can get some points on the board, and that's what they need to start doing. They are 1-0 down in the series and 1-0 down on this map.
This is a really cruel side of the map for the boys on Tempo, because the way that they're pushing the ball on that left-hand side, they're going to spawn out on this right-hand side, right next to the portal, so it's not really much that
important.
it's not the best of opportunities for them to get any points. They're going to have to just try and get the 1 points if they're running up the side of the left-hand side of the map. They want to realistically push through the middle towards that right-hand side and push them out of the spawns. However, that is one of those situations because it is so densely fit down there.
Massive.
It's so hard to actually push them out and get those kills when they're set up behind the tank and down that alleyway. You've got to have your shot on point there.
And let's see what Sonny B can do from this position. TCM have getting control of the mid-map. They're going to try and push in here on board with TCM. Sonny B pops the kinetic armor, does make 1 kill. He's going to be in a second as well. He's really opened things up, but 3 kills going to come in there for Team Tempo. Shane going to be able to go with the hero play. Just about misses it. He's becoming a bit infamous for those 1-point misses. Not going to be able to come in there with the double after he's a little bit of a choke there. But TCM are going to lead going into the second half. I think they'll probably be a little bit disappointed that it wasn't 2 or 3. But they have a lead nevertheless on board with Momentous here. Is going to be a kill in these final few seconds. I don't think any drone play is going to happen now. Drone is going to be thrown away, and that is going to be it going into the second half. 1-0 to TCM.
Well, it's a good thing that Shane has taken up first-person shooters instead of basketball, because right now he's not really having the best of chances in front of the actual game itself, in front of the uplink.
Well, we are going to move into the second half in just a second. We're just having to fiddle around with the screen here. The safe area, we need to change that at this moment in time. We are going to move into this second half in just a second. But TCM are going to start this one off. We're going to go back in and we will fix this out at some point during the game. But Tempo against TCM, it is going to be 1-0 to TCM at this moment in time and 1-0 in the series.
Shane using that MA. Just trying to get something going for himself.
Oh, wow.
Obviously not the best of games, but some kills coming down for the boys on TCM. TCM, Shane is going to be running off the wall. Look for that 1-pointer. Did it go in? Did it go in?
It did go in. Yeah, it looked like it was all going off the side there, but TCM are going to pick up the second point there. This is looking good for them. Really good start of the second half after, they were winning after that first half, but they would have expected more, but a really good start to the second half now. Niall on board with him now. Not going to be able to pick up the kill on that onto Nerd. Scraps G comes in there with a kill, but Sonny B is going to cause problems here. Does pick up one, does not pick up the second, but both teams just trading kills in the middle of the map, and TCM are pushed a little bit further back here. Tempo really need to start picking up their game. They are down 2-0 on this map and 1-0 down in the series. What can they do to try and turn this on? Scraps G does pick up the kill onto Niall. They're just trying to push in.
Sorry, because they actually made those kills so late on and were quite slow at getting the ball and moving up this side of the map. They did come into quite a wall of TCM spawns to actually push it through there. It was very, very difficult. However, they did slay themselves through in the end and get that 1 point.
Momentous has done well to stay alive there. He's really negated the pressure that TCM would have been able to put on there. Picks up 2 as well. So really good work by him. He's really just pushed TCM back there. I like that play from Momentous, just sitting around the middle map. Scrap's going to pick up a kill, and Tempo are back in the position they were in. They have control. They're going to be able to push with this draw now. What can they do with it? They are 1 point down. It is 2-1 TCM now, but the point is going to come in. I see the active cam will be popped by Brian and Niall coming in there. Massive for TCM. That's 3 members down. Shane takes down the last one as well. So really good work by TCM on the defensive front, and good start by Tempo in this half. They have managed to pull things back, but TCM get the point of their own in this half as well. So it's 2-1 to them with 3 minutes to go.
So now obviously communicating to Brand that the middle is open and can start to go for it. He's going to wall run off that building and go for the 1 point. 3-1 to TCM right now.
Scraps are the 3, but it's not really going to mean much. They're going to have to push out here. Shane is going to be able to do what Momentous did last time. Not quite. He does get shut down by Nerd. Now this is going to be an opportunity to see how far Ryan Gray is extending there for Team Tempo. Picks up 2 with the Annihilator. Actually, that's going to be massive. Can Scraps get in a position where he gets some points on the board? Needs to take his time. Momentous does get the kill on the Brian, but is he going to go for the double off the church wall? Make it 3. 3 in the kill as well from Scraps, who seems to be lighting it up every time we go on board with him. He needs to stay alive here, though, and make up some kills. Ryan Gray does have control of mid-map. He's going to throw away the Jordan. I think that was just a bit unfortunate placement from him. Sonny B does get taken down, though, and it is now Tempo once again in control of this middle area. Shane's going to have something to say about that, though. It takes down Scraps. Is Nerd going to be able to get this kill here? If he can just stay alive, that's going to cause so many problems, but he's going to get shut down by Brian from cross map towards Hotel. And it is now TCM in control of the mid-map. But this game is all tied up. It is 3-3.
Bran trying to get someone, nothing but hit markers for him so far. Sonny B does follow up the kill. Brad still trying to get this man. It does eventually happen. Nerd is taking down Scraps as well. Just checking they're not spawning behind him. Here comes Ryan Gray to push him right out.
It's really good because it just seems as if Tempo, when they seem to be pushed down and they're being pushed back hard, they seem to make that little one kill or those little 2 kills in the middle of the map where it means the difference. But Sonny B and Shane are going to shut that down now. Nerd really needs to win this gunfight, but he's not in a great position to do any defensive work. As we can see, Mendes is really going to have to go. Clutch,
What
the
an
interception is so good.
Oh,
he's
no,
going to
that
get shut
might
down
fall
though.
for the
Is the 2
two.
going to go in though? Yes, it is. TCM now 5-3 to the good. That was really, really good work by Mendes there, but unfortunately it goes back in the favor of TCM. They're able to pick up that drone after the interception and the kill came in. But Nerd now really deep in enemy territory, and I think that was just a case of Nerd got overextended a little bit, didn't he? I think he was in hotel but not in a position to do any defensive work, and suddenly TCM are pushing in. Ryan Gray gets the kill on Anile, who did have his Tempest out, so that's important. Like, is he going to be able to kill on the Shane? Not quite, but Mendes does clean that one up. Ryan Gray did go down. Sonny B now overextended from the rest of his team, but he could really go in with the hero players here if he can make this kill. Just trying to try and slow things down. Not going to get the drone carrier, but Scrapsy G is going to get the kill, and him did take down Nerd, so that's really going to negate the pressure that Tempo had. Is now 40 seconds remaining, and TCM are in the lead by 2, and we're going to need some big players coming out of Tempo in these next 35 seconds. Niall coming in, that's a massive kill on the Ryan Green. You can see TCM are really pushing forward. Nerd and Mendes do answer back though. Sonny B coming in there with the kills, not going to mass. Scraps does take down Shane, who has the drone. Nobody at this moment in time. It has been shoved all the way back. I think if you're Ryan Gray, you reset that, or you're going to run this all the way around.
They haven't got enough time to reset.
I don't know.
They've got to try and make something here. I don't even know if they've got enough time. They definitely haven't got enough time to go for 2. They've got to go for the 1-pointer.
It's not going to matter, though.
It is very possible on this side of the map if he can throw it over the wall. No, in fact, he looks like he's going for 2. The slates are going in. They've leveled it up.
How on earth is that happening? Right all the way around the side and managed to get it. Look at that. Look at that. What? TCM lost full composure. I'm sorry, but in that moment, you need to hold it down. You don't make any mistakes. You make the kills. There is 15 seconds left, and literally he walks through everyone. The kills just came in well for Tempo. That's 5-5, and we're going overtime somehow. That is literally TCM had it in their pocket. 25 seconds. They got too aggressive in that. They got real aggressive in Batman. Suddenly, it's going all the way around. They tried to finish things off, but just couldn't. On board with Shane now. What can they do in this overtime? All the kills are going to come in for Tempo here. Are they going to be able to push on and make this one a point? Nerd is going to have to make this kill. Doesn't quite nail. Answers back. Ryan Gray comes in the kill onto Niall. And what a game we've had here so far.
Brand's had to pull out the scythe there just to make sure they don't get anything out of this. The ball goes over the top. Brand does pick that one up. Here comes the follow-up. Niall protects that with Scraps. And they are going to get the reset. They've got to get control of this mid-map here. Momentous is sat on these steps for the hotel. Spots someone on the tank, trying desperately to make that kill. If he can get the pick, it's good for them. Nerd starts things off. Can this be a chain reaction as Moment is looking to get the kill does go down, however. And Nerd once again sacrificed to keep control of the middle of the map. Here comes Shane and Niall.
TCM.
This is up to Momentous and Nerd to hold it down. Momentous gets one. The nade too strong for him. Shane's come on the flank as well. Here comes the push. Gets the kill on Nerd. Not known for his AR abilities, but does well there as he pushes through the barn.
Well, here we go. Shane, as said, pushing through the barn. Is he going to be at this point here? It's set up well, but 3 kills going to come in there for Tempo.
No!
Oh, with the interception. It was destined for the portal, and now can Team Tempo turn this one round? Ryan Gray, Annihilator does come out. Is he going to be able to do anything with it? He really needs to make some clutch plays, but TCM just slowing things down that little bit. Here comes 1 kill onto Shane. Is he going to be able to the second as well? Does get shut down by Niall, getting a little bit too aggressive with that one there. But Niall coming in there did really need to make that kill. Scraps CG does take him down. On board with Scraps now in mid-map. And it just seems as if the control is more in Tempo's favor. We can see this guy, who's that overextending for Tempo? They're pushing out at the moment. He's challenging Niall, I think. I wasn't too sure what it was, but I think it was Momentous. It was Nerd, actually, who tried to push forwards there. But the ball is not going to quite get there. Nerd did really well. He set himself up in a position we can maybe do something with it. Ryan Gray a little bit overextended now. Needs to make a couple of kills. If not going to happen for him there. Brian does take him down, and TCM going to try and reset things now. But they have their own guy in there. Sonny B's going to cause some problems. He's made 2 as well. That's massive. Well. Sonny, TCM, Niles running this one. Not really sure which way. And oh, look at the kills coming in there for Brian as well. This is looking real good for TCM. 2.5 minutes to go. And they're going to put 2 points in here. And that is going to be a very, very hard time to beat for Team Tempo.
That's a very doable time, Ton. 2 minutes 19
I think it's just the 2. It's just the 2 that's going to be the issue for them. But they did so well at the end of the normal time. Can they do that again?
They've got a lot of time to work with at least. They could go for 2 cheeky one-pointers if they really wanted to. They need to make sure that they get control of middle right off the break here. And they want to push through the middle and try and push them out towards the side spawns if they can, as quickly as they can. That's their only hope to maybe get themselves the 2 points if they were to go for it straight off the bat.
Now, do or die for Team Tempo. What can they do here? On board with Menendez. Let's stay on board with Tempo the whole time here. Let's see what they can do to try and get back this one. Nerd is going to open things up. We're on board with Menendez. He's going to be able to kill, get away from that side. He's up in top church. I think it is Bran. Yeah, he's going to cause a lot of problems up there with that. And just a defensive status coming out of TCM here. Scratchy J is going to have it at the back here. I think he's just going to reset as TCM actually pushing forward. They're getting the kills as well. Menendez really needs to stay alive. Niall gets the kill on him though. And this is going to look really, really bad for Team Tempo. TCM really pushing on here. Can they just end this one now? And Niall is going insane with the Tempest. This is looking great for TCM. Niall's going to push in there. He's going to make another. Yes, he is. That's the game. And TCM go hard in the last seconds of that overtime. 44 seconds they pushed in there. It's all about Niall though. Picks up 2 previously to that kill you just seen. Picks up this last one here. There is not a single thing Tempo can do about that. Phenomenal work by TCM. Tempo have got to take something away from that. They looked in positions where they could have won that game. The fact that they brought it and made it actually even go to overtime was phenomenal from them. So, you know, they're going to be a little bit happy with that. They looked pretty good throughout the series. What can they do for the rest of the weekend? We'll soon see. Yeah,
it was really well done from those guys on Tempo. I have to give them credit for what they did. They played phenomenally, but TCM just set themselves up. They got that 2-pointer. They knew they had specialists to work with to see this game out. Niall went massive with that Tempest, obviously receiving a buff recently to make it just absolutely phenomenal. And there you go. As a predicted, Ton, 2-0 to TCM.
Well, you beat me on that one, but you know what? Tempo should have won the first map. I'm not gonna dispute. Can you dispute that they should have won that first map?
They should have done. Had they got the things in the right place on that transition to the Granny Hill, they could have easily done it. But unfortunately, TCM just held strong, did what they needed to do, and managed